What the fuck's going on anymore? I came in like a wrecking ball. No way. Oh my god, this is embarrassing.
Half their stories, they be made up. I can't believe in cap tragedies.
Yo, what is good, cornholes? It is iTraj, and we do have a very desired requested video. So in a lot of my videos I do ask what kind of ideas you guys want to see. You know, I take your comments into consideration for everything. So I wanted to do a Strikeout tier list. It seems like a lot of people like Strikeout. A lot of people wanted to know what I think of the rogues and where everyone sits. And although I play a lot of Lancer, you know, I definitely have a lot of insight on the game and characters at work, and you know, rogues that I think are in a really good spot for Strikeout. Others are much better for ranked demolition than they are for Strikeout. Like, for example, Saint. I think Saint's ass for Strikeout, so I want to share that with you guys. So we're going to go through every single rogue. As far as the gameplay, you're just going to be seeing a Strikeout game from Lancer and then Scorch maybe at the end I might throw in. But I'm going to break down every single rogue. And I do want to add, try not to take my tier list too serious or kind of too much to heart. You know, if you have a certain main or someone you're practicing and I put them on a C tier list, that doesn't mean shit. People say Lancer sucks and I like to defy the odds, so please don't take it too personal if I'm saying your main's ass. You know, at the end of the day, Strikeout, in my opinion, has one sole purpose, and that's just to get you better. You know, when it comes to mechanics and, you know, just gunfights, map knowledge, you know, Strikeout is very good for that, so view it as practice. Alright, without further ado, let's hop into the tier list. So the first rogue we're going to be reviewing is big old beefcake chunky boy Anvil. So I love Anvil, man. I think he's a great dude. He's always saying positive shit. But as far as his gameplay, I think he can be really viable for Strikeout. Obviously, having C4 every time you spawn in, having a gun that physically cannot run out of ammo. It's you can just literally lay on the trigger for 35 seconds. And then having a shield, obviously, if you're a team player, that's going to help out a lot. There's certain points where, you know, having that shield is huge. So Anvil, you know, I have him A tier for Strikeout, absolutely. And Strikeout's a great way to practice Anvil, you know, get good with his throw-in bat, with his C4, you know, he's a really cool kit that you can really get good. And then when it comes time for demolition, you'll feel like a natural. So again, we got Anvil A tier. Next up, we have Chalk. And Chalk, I feel like, of all the rogues in the game, I just feel like he just gets no love. Like, he's just like, how do you say, like a fucking stepbrother, I guess, that just no one really likes. I don't know. But fucking Chalk, I mean, I think he's really good at Strikeout. In ranked demolition, I don't think he totally fits in too many times, unless you're just cracked with him. That obviously makes you an anomaly. It's definitely possible. But Chalk for Strikeout, I mean, this guy, he's going to have life drain. His SMG is as good as any in the game. He's going to get a flash, he's going to get Semtex, and that's every time you spawn. So Strikeout, I mean, you spawn, you have your full kit again. Being able to throw flashes, you know, not to mention you can res yourself, obviously, things like that. Whereas Strikeout, it's just a war zone, you know, so just being able to come in as Chalk, you don't really need to be a team player too much. You know, Chalk's really good for solo. And his kit, I have him A tier, absolutely, Hundo P. I got you, Chalk. I know nobody else loves you, not even your own family, but I got you A tier. And next up, we have just your average substitute teacher looking ass fucking Dahlia. So, Dahlia, she's really good for demolition. She's really good in ranked, and obviously Strikeout. I mean, her objection, her SMG is really good, and then her DMR is just as good as anything. But her full kit, I mean, aside from that, she just has a grenade. And yes, you can link with people, and yes, you can res people, but in Strikeout, you're not getting too many reses off. When people die, they're fucking immediately respawning, and I don't blame them. I do the same. And if they don't, then the other team will do you the favor by just finishing them off anyway. So resing is not too viable in Strikeout, as you guys know. So, you know, just based on her guns alone, I'm going to put her at B tier. But her kit's not going to be too viable in Strikeout, in my opinion. And next we have Dallas, and I got a bone to pick with Dallas, man. He's been pissing me off this whole season. I personally think it's stupid for this guy to just snap his fingers and be able to just reveal somebody. Like, at least everyone else's abilities kind of make sense as far as if you know we're in a real fighting simulation or a war. You know, you could have a rocket launcher, you could have a throwing axe, you could res people, but then you just have fucking Dallas. The guy looks like a regular cowboy, can snap his fingers and reveal people through walls. It doesn't even add up. So I mean, he pisses me off, but I'm happy he's getting nerfed, and that's something we have to consider. So with this placement here, before I'd have him high, because every time you get it down, you can snap reveal someone for 6 seconds, but in the next week or so, that's going to get fixed to 3 seconds, which makes him way less viable. But he does have a really good DMR, but it's still, he's going to be tough to win gunfights with, and STRIKEOUT Dallas is not that great. So we do have him in B tier. Next up, we have Junkrat's crazy-ass cousin, Dima. The only dude that loves explosives more than him. And this guy, I'm telling you, this is, if not the best rogue, one of the best rogues for STRIKEOUT. He's so fun to play. Get really good at the Mamba. I promise you it is an incredible gun, and there's no better way to get good at it than play STRIKEOUT. Every single time you get your rocket launcher, you can damn near expect to get a triple and retake the site. Having a frag grenade, you know, having to throw an axe, so he's really fun to play. I've been enjoying the shit out of Dima. So me personally, guys, I have him at S tier. Alright, next up we have Glitch, and I feel bad for Glitch, man. He's like that dude that would show up to basketball like wearing the Jordan jersey, the headband. He might even have gloves on, just way too over prepared for what's going on. He has the right intentions, you know what I mean? He has the kit. You know, they made him with, you know, the thought that he would be able to hack and counter everything, and I get it, but it just doesn't work, man. He's just not, either he's not use viable, no one's really figured him out, or he needs a huge buff to be viable, because there's really no point to pick him. STRIKEOUT word demolition. There's a few reasons you could, obviously, there's a few ways you could justify picking him, and I'm not saying he's worthless, but he's just not nearly as good as the other rogues. I have him at C tier. Let's talk about Kestrel. So her kit, I did a video on it recently. Her kit's as fun as any rogues in the entire game, especially to just run around STRIKEOUT with no care in the world, bouncing grenades off walls, throwing that cool ass knife at foreheads. Her guns, you know, are super unique. The Riptide is real fun to play with. Not to mention you can throw fucking drones all over the map and just explode everything. She's so fun to play. Kestrel, I think you'd be crazy not to have her at S tier. I think any game mode, she's as good as any for fragging, and she's just so fun to play. S tier for sure. Next up, we have the goddess of violence, speed, and momentum. The only one it's acceptable to simp for in this world. The goddess of all things lovable, Miss Lancer. So, I just fucking thought of that off the top of the dome. I have no idea what you guys thought of it. Actually, this whole video I do off the dome. Literally each character I do one take, and I hope you guys like it. But for Lancer, guys, so her kid, obviously, having to throw an axe, having the Semtex, having a really cool SMG, being able to roll to reload is really fucking fun. But you do have to be very accurate with her kit, or else she's just not as good as she may seem on video. So I mean, as Lancer, you're not doing too much for the team if you're not trading, like 2 lives for 1 every single time. So if you're not behind them, you know, getting several kills, landing your Semtex, landing your axes, you know, you can die a lot. Definitely, you know, you can be the weakness of the team. But if Lancer is used properly, and you can do the things that I do, I have Lancer at A tier overall. You know, deep down I want to put her S, but I'm trying to be non-biased. Lancer is an A tier rogue for STRIKEOUT. Next up, we have the baddest bitch in latex since Miss Incredible, Phantom. So I think she's the best, man. She's just the simple fact she was the first sniper in the game, and I see a lot of crazy ass clips with Phantom and STRIKEOUT. She looks super fun to play. The fact that she has life drain, a good throwing axe, obviously the sniper, a frag grenade, you know, she can hit some crazy ass clips. So I'm gonna have her in A tier for that simple reason alone. And next we have Ronin. So Ronin, I don't really know much about this girl. Like, I for some reason I just have never played her. I know has potential for obviously strikeout and demolition. Just for some reason I always kind of look past her. I feel like there's other rogues that do bring more to the table than Ronin. You know, she has her little throwing dart, which is cool, but that's truly all she brings to the table, literally. Her SLC, that SMG is really good, so obviously you'll be able to run around and hit some clips, but in my opinion, you should just pick Scorch then. But Ronin, you know, she's cool, she's nice, but I'm going to put her in B tier. Next up, we got the dread-headed healer, none other than Saint himself. So, Saint's an interesting one for the strikeout tier list because it shows you how different, you know, each game mode can be when it comes to how deadly a rogue can be. So, demolition, ranked, you know, people are going to lock Saint right away for that res. Where people play slower, you know, if you get down behind a corner, you can get res. But strikeout, you're not getting rezzed, you know. You're gonna, most likely you're dying and you're just gonna get finished. You're gonna be near the site. There's not gonna be really a way for Saint to res you. On top of that, you know, Saint, his perks are definitely team heavy. You know, they're intended to help the team, but strikeout is just a war zone in my opinion. There's not much kind of, you know, team chemistry going on or anything. So I think, you know, Saint for strikeout. He does have the C4, he does have the Mamba, which is really fun. He has a throwing axe, so it's not all a loss, but in my opinion, man, I'm sorry boys, I got Saint C tier. Coming in hot, we got Satan's side piece, otherwise known as Scorch. So, Scorch in strikeout, I think she's my favorite for strikeout. That's what I was using when I dropped, you know, it's like 74 downs and 15k damage, which is the gameplay you're watching right now. So Scorch, dude, she's so fun. Once you get replenished, dude, you're literally running around with the SLC that has unlimited ammo. And then on top of that, you get to add some fire on it whenever you want, and you get an incendiary grenade every single life. So if your aim is really good and you can hit your shots, dude, Scorch is so damn fun. Easy S tier, no doubt about it. Next up, we got big old barley beefcake Sigrid. So if you guys have been watching my videos since Sigrid came out, you know my thoughts on her. I think it's stupid as hell what they did with her. I don't think they need a rogue that has a shield. It just doesn't even make sense. But for strikeout, it might have its moments where it's somewhat viable. More so in ranked demolition, like you'll see someone use it on lockdown and kind of take over that red room area. But overall, man, Sigrid stinks, especially on strikeout. So I personally have her at C tier. Alright, now we have my Achilles himself, Mr. Talon. So many times I play against Talon, I go to flank, I go to make a rat play, and I'm like, oh fuck, I see his Talon dart, and it completely spins the whole match upside down for me. So Talon's good, man. Every game mode, whether strikeout, ranked, demolition, Talon, you know, being able to get information. Obviously, he has a really good SMG and a really strong DMR. On top of that, he has stun grenades. You know, he can flash people damn near every round and strike out. I have him A tier, man. Mr. Information himself. Next up, we have the drippiest hitman of all time, the Fixer himself. So, Fixer for demolition, he's obviously so good that they outlawed him damn near. So, I mean, Fixer's in a great spot for as far as his abilities are overpowered. Seeing through smoke, it speaks for itself. For strikeout, though, I mean, I typically see like phantoms popping off, but for Fixer, I think he's more of like an objective type sniper, you know, for demolition. But for strikeout, I personally have him down at B tier. I don't think there's too many times that I'm ever like getting shit on by a Fixer in strikeout. If you're cracked, you can hit some crazy clips, but you know, phantom's way better. Just having more bullets before you have to reload. Next up, we got Trench, and keep in mind, guys, that if there was like a ranked strikeout and people were 4-stacking or, you know, playing much more coordinated, this tier list would look way different. But for now, you just have to view strikeout as just like a warzone deathmatch, free-for-all place to go practice. So like, you know, using defensive-based rogues like Trench, you know, where you're just dropping trophies, sitting on site with barbed wire, sure, it could work sometimes, but one, you're not going to enjoy your experience too much, and two, you're probably not going to have too crazy of a game. So Trench, he's very limited for me. I'd have him at B. And now let's talk about the Medusa of Rogue Company, the goddess of poison, Miss Vi herself. So This girl, I mean, she slaps in any game mode you put her in. Obviously, just her sight controllability. Obviously, having incendiaries. She has really good perks. The nightshade's in a really good spot as well. She's got the throw-in sword. You know, she's super fun to play. She's always going to be a S tier rogue, as far as, you know, if there's a sight involved. Just because there's no one who can control the point like Vi, and you can drop 2 of those pools, fucking get all sorts of crazy clips. Meanwhile, you're just gaining health the whole time. So Vi is definitely S tier for me. And I did want to include Seeker in here, Harry Potter ass. So Seeker, man, he's cool. I don't think he takes too much skill. I'm a little bit upset that they added another rogue that reveals people. You know, I don't enjoy that too much. Just getting revealed across the map, and also with the bounce grenades, man, I'm sick of those. I think that's another thing that's in the meta right now that really isn't. It doesn't take too much skill. I think we can all agree on that. But with all that being aside, Seeker is definitely gonna still be, you know, an A tier rogue for Strikeout, and he's probably S tier for Demolition right now, dude. He's that reveal shit, man. It just doesn't sit well with me. And then the bounce nades, not a big fan of his kit, but I'll keep the tier list up for the next, you know, 20 seconds. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I'm sure I made a few of my own opinions here, you know, that you might not agree with, but that's life. But I hope you guys enjoy your Monday. I hope to see you in the streams, and I'll see y'all tomorrow. Peace.